What's up? I'm Sean, and this is Sports Talk Steelers. And what I want to talk about is how the Steelers just quietly found a fire, and it came from an unexpected place here. And if you look back on seasons, typically, sometimes an off-season move, it doesn't really pay dividends until later in the season. And this is exactly what you're seeing in Pittsburgh. And I expect it to continue following this huge win against the Colts. And the player I'm going to talk about, you see my dog in the background, the player I'm going to talk about is Jaylen Ramsey. And the fact that he's found his place on the defense, and it looks like he's going to stay there, I should change it to safety. New safety on this team, Jaylen Ramsey. And after hearing from most notably Aaron Rodgers after the game, this position switch, and most importantly, his response to it, the different energy from the defense. It looks like it started with Ramsey, and it started when he got up in front of the team at the hotel before the game against the Colts, and he told the defense, he told the defense to get it in gear. He told the defense to play with an edge they hadn't had previously in the season. And talking to Aaron Rodgers, he said that it changed something with the unit, and obviously this unit came out firing. They had a swagger on the defensive side of the ball that you have not seen all year. As for what was said, Rodgers noticed that Ramsey, he reamed into the group for not playing with physicality and also making business decisions instead of football decisions. Maybe not playing with intensity, but they made sure that was not the case this time. The aggressiveness was on the field. This is what Rodgers had to say. I noticed that something kind of changed last night when Ramsey spoke. And this is after the game on Steelers' YouTube channel. And it's not easy to speak in front of the team. And when you're a player, it's unnatural, and coaches are used to it because they do it every single day. But Mike is fantastic at him. Jaylen kind of went on, and he had the attention of the room. And he said some really, really good stuff. Now, I'm not going to get into it because I feel like that it's kind of, it's need to know information, but it was meaningful to me on the offensive side. And I feel like we had a different energy in the locker room today because of it. The only peek that Rodgers would give, he was pressed a little more. So this is what he said. The only peek into the conversation last night was that he wanted us to play with the edge on defense. Didn't feel like we were doing that enough, and they played with an edge today for sure. Really thankful that Jaylen's here and that he felt comfortable speaking up, and then the guys responded. So Aaron Rodgers is fully on board. He is saying that Jaylen Ramsey was the fire that lit a spark under this team, or was he the spark that lit the fire? Whatever, man. But here's the thing. Someone's going to point out Ramsey's struggles at outside corner this year, right? Against the Bengals a few weeks back for sure, or the way the Packers offense, the way that they carved up the secondary last week. I'm not going to be here and say that Ramsey is the shutdown corner that he has been previously in his career. But as he's shown time and time again, and certainly on Sunday, the guy's a chameleon, right? He is the Swiss Army knife of this defense, and he's also willing to do whatever it takes for this team to win. And that's starting to get infectious in this locker room, and a lot of people push back on letting Minka go. I may have been one of them, but this huge trade in the offseason, now it's looking like they made the right move because now Jaylen Ramsey is exactly where he's supposed to be in this defense. I wish it didn't happen so dramatically. I wish we didn't have to go through all these injuries that you guys are seeing on your favorite team. I wish it was done differently, but nonetheless, he moved to free safety for the entire game with a rash of injuries, with the illness that went through the safety room, and now he is there in tandem with new safety Kyle Duggar. He was forced into the starting role because of the personnel problems, and he played all but one snap on the day. So these opening remarks made a huge impact on the team, and then Mike Tomlin had some things to say, and he's saying that this unit finally started to emulate he actually put the historic label on it that Mike Tomlin placed on the team earlier in the year. So this team's going to look to repeat, continue this domination when they're Sunday Night Football again, another prime time game against the LA Chargers. They're going to host Pittsburgh. That is in Week 10. And now we're looking at the Pittsburgh Steelers defense. They collapsed towards the end of the year last year, right? They started strong in 2025, some rocky roads ahead, but now this performance against the Indianapolis Colts, it looks like something has changed. Let's hear what Mike Tomlin had to say as well. This was on the Steelers YouTube channel after the game. I can't say enough about Jaylen Ramsey. Taking a drink, I'm getting over a cold, guys. Jaylen does anything and everything that we require for him to do. We needed him to play exclusively free safety today, and he did it at a high level. I'm just glad he's on the team. And then when he was asked about staying at safety, this is what he had to say. Jaylen will continue to work exclusively at safety. We value his play, his positional flexibility. It's an asset to us. It gives a lot of people things to work on, but certainly under the circumstances that we're under right now, we deemed that appropriate as we did last week in terms of nailing him down there. Let's be honest, he spent some time at safety earlier in the year, but now with this performance with the Colts, he's absolutely going to stick there. You're looking at Deshaun Elliott with the knee IR. Chuck Clark had the illness. Jabril Peppers has the quad injury. Needed more depth at cornerback. We're looking at acquiring safety Kyle Duggar. That was a good result. Brandon Eccles, he's going to play more snaps at nickel. James Pierre, he played some snaps outside opposite Joey Porter and Darius Slay. Still a work in progress, though. A little more from Tomlin, and then I'm going to go. It's just his relationship with the game. This is explaining what makes Ramsey a good safety. He's got really good instincts. He's got really good passion for the game. He studies the game. And I think these are some things that really enable him to play back there. And there's such a major component that's needed in order to play that position. So let's kind of look at what Ramsey did. He recorded 1 solo tackle, 3 combined tackles. This is Duggar, excuse me. These are his stats, excuse me. Ramsey, he had 5 solo tackles and played 98.6% of the defensive snaps at safety. And then Duggar, he came onto the team. He played only 1 fewer snap than Ramsey in his first game with the Steelers. Just a couple days to prepare. He had 1 solo tackle, 3 combined tackles just 3 days after his first practice. No thank you, buddy. And, man, this is looking really good. This is a spark that might keep this defense going. You're hearing my dogs. That means it's time to go. You guys, thank you so much for being here. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and I'll see you soon. Later. Thanks, buddy.